So this video took a lot longer than expected after multiple rewrites of the script, after refilming, after files becoming corrupted, and just about everything that could have went wrong, that did go wrong, happened. It's been about 2 months since I said I was going to make this video, and I'm so glad that I didn't release an announcement for it, because that would have been terrible. But I finally got it out. But I bet you're also wondering, as you're sitting here watching this, why was this made? This is really dumb, because it's just like Friends. Well, that's where you're wrong. And I'm here to prove why you're wrong. And I'm gonna review this awesome show. So let's do this.
Oh, great, there it is. Thanks, Lily, you're a peach.
Fantastic. Season 9, on the other hand... See, now, Ted tells the story from his point of view, but we also get to see his friends Lily, Marshall, Barney, and Robin, all from their points of view as well. So we get all these different stories in multiple different episodes, just of all these different characters just like meshing together, and they're having their own adventures. It seems simple, right? Because it starts out with when Ted first meets Robin. So, the reason why I believe that Season 1 is so slow is due to the fact that you don't exactly know what's going to happen when you first start the series, because you feel like that somebody is going to become like a completely different character and it's going to end up completely differently. But this show really doesn't know how... It's not very predictable, because you don't really know what's going to happen. Some things are predictable, but in sense of a story, you don't see some things coming. But otherwise, other than the story, the continuity, the running gags, and just like the overall like story, it all picks up through every single season, and it makes it a million times better just throughout every single season. And by season 8, you're dying laughing at a lot of the jokes. Some running gags include slaps giving, just like the slap bed in general, the Robin Sparkles gag, Ted's architecture and stuff, just Big Fudge, this one too. All of these different running gags occur throughout the series, and when they come back, I'm losing it because I'm laughing so hard. So this makes it pretty dang awesome. But the story itself is just like a simple premise of Friends, but it honestly has a more solidified story, because if you put all these very important episodes together, it equals up to about 2 or 3 seasons worth of just a full-on storyline, because not every single episode is important of all the 9 seasons. Ooh, season 9. Dang. That's something. Woo! Okay. So yes, I did enjoy this story a whole lot, but with the slow start of season 1 and the season 9 in total, it got it docked some points down just for that. And I'm gonna get to you, season 9. I'm gonna get to you.
Ted! Hurry! You gotta help me, my boat is sinking. What? My boat is sinking! You have a boat? Yes, I bought a boat last year at a police auction.
Oh man, this is my favorite part of these videos, because a lot of you know what happened last time I talked about characters in a show like this. Oh man, I wonder what's gonna happen this time. I can't wait. So the characters this time around, I love them all. I really do. I love every single one of them with all of my heart. I never ever dreaded any single scene with any one of these characters. So get that through your thick skull, alright? I mean, with Ted's constant romantic turndowns, Barney's constant amount of women, Robin's insane past, and Marshall and Lily's marriage, it made every single episode really interesting to watch, and I never really dreaded seeing any episode. Except in season 9. Each episode had a certain catch that made me enjoy every single character in their own way, and I absolutely loved it. So first off, we're gonna start with Ted Mosby. He's basically the Ross of this show, but here's the difference. I actually like Ted Mosby, because Ted Mosby is a good character. He may have a lot of romantic turndowns, but guess what? Ted was only left at the altar once, so you just remember that, all right? And it's not mentioned more than like 3 times. And people actually feel bad for him at some points, but with Ross, it's just a dumb joke, all right? I loved sometimes Ted had his downside. He had the worst girlfriend in history. He had like 3 of the worst girlfriends in history, and I absolutely hated them. But then he had good ones. He had some good ones. But Ted is the main character of the show, so he's trying to find the mother of his children, and so he has a lot of romantic ups and downs. And so you kind of find him on a relatable level that he's not able to find the perfect person. And that's who he's searching for throughout the entire series. But dang, he has some bad girlfriends. But guess what? I actually still like Ted. Ted's really funny. I really like how he's a nerd like me. He's really relatable to me. So was Ross. But I like Ted. I really like Ted, alright? Just remember that. Next up, we got Big Fudge himself, Marshall Erickson. Marshall is He's the big guy. I'd see him as the Chandler of the show, just because he's not as sarcastic, but he still has a lot of jokes and a lot of great moments that make him very relatable. He wants to follow his dreams, and he wants to have his dream job, but then he ends up getting married, and he has a child and everything, and it basically speaks for itself, because he is one of the most relatable characters in the whole show. He just wants to follow his dreams, and that's very relatable for a lot of people. But also, he's really funny, and he's really tall, and I love the actor who plays him. Oh man, he's so good. He's super good. So if you're looking for a really relatable character, then you should look for Marshall. I probably think that the best joke that he has is just how strong he is. Because in all reality, he could probably lift a bus. You have no clue. You'd just be blown away. And then on the other side, for girls, you can have Lily, who is also another relatable character, who just wants to follow her dreams. And she wants to have her dream job. But then the ups and downs of life hit, and she's not able to make that happen all often. I mean, problems happen. And then Lily and Marshall, their marriage itself is just a great thing to look at. But Lily just is a relatable character for girls to look at, and I really appreciate that, because you're able to just look at these 2 guys and be all like, man, I love these guys just as the characters of who they are. But then at the same time, you're also like, these are also very relatable characters, and for like real life scenarios. And so Lily's really funny because she's small and with attitude. And she's also one of those like you don't know which you don't know, some things that she says are really weird. You don't know with Lily sometimes, but then in all reality, you're just all like, nah, that made sense. But now we get into the kind of unrelatable territory with Robin Scherbatsky, Canadian, like a devil, but also, dang, Robin Scherbatsky. So Robin Scherbatsky, it's like I said, a Canadian who has this insane past. And she's a stone hard. She just like has some like issues with herself that she doesn't have a lot of like self-esteem. It's just stuff like that. She's not very relatable in the sense of her backstory, but she just kind of has problems that some people can relate to, and I mean, I think that Robin is probably my second favorite character in this entire cast, because Robin, a lot of her comedy comes from her like stone cold, just like sometimes really dark humor. I would have to say that, and I really like that. I think it's really funny. She also shoots a lot of guns. That's really funny. A lot of hidden secrets about Robin, because I really want to know what she was doing wearing that leotard. That'd be really funny. I have no idea what was going on, but oh well. So Robin Scherbatsky's number 2, and I bet you can figure out who's number 1. Barney Stinson, Playboy King of New York City. That's right, Neil Patrick Harris plays the best character in this dang freaking show. Barney is the Joey of this show for a reason. Because he's amazing. He did the character that Joey did. But better. He perfected it. And he made it even better. He made it funnier. He made all of these awesome jokes. Like the bro code. The bro code. The playbook. Yeah, that. That's what I was thinking of. But Barney, did you know, fun fact, that Neil Patrick Harris got paid a lot more money than the other cast because of how much that he did. He was so popular, he advertised for the show all the time, and a lot of people are known from him playing in How I Met Your Mother, and so Neil Patrick Harris did an awesome job as Barney Stinson. Probably one of the most memorable characters in comedy. And I mean, he is like a cross between Joey and Phoebe in a sense because of just like the jokes that they make and all of these things. Because every line that you hear, he's sort of like, he is a very, 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 very quotable person. Because a lot of things that Barney Stinson says, you can quote, basically. Challenge accepted. That's all I got. Sorry. But yeah, all of these characters, I really liked all of these characters. Just every single time that I saw them together, it was awesome. I don't have anything to complain about. There was not a problem with any of the characters. Not even in season 9. But that wasn't their fault. That wasn't their fault!
Hello again, Ted.
Hey, it's me again. Playing to see again.
Now this is something I've never done before. I've never dedicated an entire section just to talking about the ending. But this is an exception. And I may do this in other reviews, but for right now, I feel like that is necessary for me to talk about why I don't like the final season. So I'm going to put a timestamp right here, probably right where my hand is, and you can skip to that point in the video of where you need to go in order to not be spoiled, because this will be full of spoilers, like totally full of spoilers. So with that in mind, I'm going to go into details right now. So the final season is dedicated to Barney and Robin's wedding entirely. Just the amount of days that it takes. It's set over about 4 days or so. I may be off about that, but it's just set in those 4 days of where everybody's trying to get to the everybody's trying to get everywhere. All of these plots have come together, and they're all disrupting each other. And so, of course, Ted is going to meet the mother. Marshall just took the judge position. Marshall and Lily are about to go to Italy, and then Barney and Robin are about to get married. Now, it's not the fact that it was terribly slow, and I really didn't like the final episodes. And it's not that they weren't entertaining, it's just that from a story standpoint, I didn't appreciate them. Because here's what happened. So, when Ted, it doesn't make sense that when Ted finally met the woman of his dreams, it shows that she passed away. That's ridiculous. Why would you set something up for 9 seasons in order for it, especially 9 seasons? Why would you just throw that away? Because in the very end, the very final scene shows that after Ted tells the story of how he met their mother to his children, he goes back to Robin, and he goes and meets up with her with the blue French horn. Now, I feel like that it's unnecessary for somebody to build something up for 9 seasons for such a long time. This is the same case as in Fairy Tail, and if you've watched the Fairy Tail review, then you know that they took us such a long time to set up for a huge person. But in all reality, it all just fell flat on its face. And that's not good at all. I didn't understand why they had played it off the way that they did. The alternate ending ended it just with Ted meeting the mother. And it's really, really ridiculous for somebody to take that long to set up for something, and then it just has no meaning in the end. It didn't even last for that long. The total screen time that Ted and the mother had together, there was no time at all. There was probably about 2 episodes worth, possibly more, but not even more than 4 episodes. I'd say about 2 to 4 episodes worth of screen time that they had together. So I found it pointless that they ended it the way that they did. And so I personally believe that the alternate ending was a better ending. Because for such an ending like this, you feel sad that the characters are gone. But especially since you had no emotional attachment to her, so you just feel bad for Ted. More than anything, they set it up well for Ted, but they didn't set it up well for the mother. And then he goes back to Robin. So, what is believed back in season 1, making it so slow in the first place with Robin, was the reason why I felt like the ending wasn't very good. And so with that in mind, I feel like that really takes away from the series as a whole, because without a solid ending, then what's the point? It has to have a good ending. And I just need to point this out here. Endings are a huge part to me. Endings are a huge, huge, huge part to me. And you have to end it somewhere in a good spot. But if you just play it off and you misuse it, then it's not going to work well.
Toast to the most awesomely mellow anniversary ever.
Now, How I Met Your Mother is such a fantastic series. I absolutely love every episode up till about season 9. That's when it starts to fall flat. Because season 1 is entertaining. Season 2 is great. And not all the way to season 8, you love it. You love season 2 through season 8. But because of season 9 itself, I have to demote it some points. But this series is so entertaining. The series is so great. And it is, if you're finding a replacement for Friends, this is the way to go. This is the way to go. And I loved every single second of watching this series. I love this series. Heck, I rewatch the series a lot of times, but it's just that ending. I can't express it enough, but the ending is just not that well done. And so it just makes me a little bit upset the way that they ended it off. So with that in mind, I'm going to give How I Met Your Mother an 8.9 out of 10. And I do have to say that it is better in quality, it is better than Friends in quality, but because of the ending, it had to be this way. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. So, if you're interested in getting How I Met Your Mother, then I suggest that there are 2 options that you can get. You can stream it all online for Netflix if you have the ability to get Netflix, or you can go watch it wherever, but it is 9 seasons, keep that in mind. Or you can pick it up for $80, the full series, which I will soon end up getting, more than likely. But that's just how it's going to be. But personally, I would suggest buying it. It is an investment, but I do suggest buying it because it looks hecka cool, just saying. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so glad this is out. I'm really so glad this is out. View number 21. Here we go. We're going to 25. We're on our way. We're on our way. If you want more updates on like reviews and stuff and what all is going on, then yes, you should probably follow me on Twitter. Just saying. If you want to watch more videos about me, then you should probably subscribe. Thank you all so much for 200 subscribers. I didn't mention that in the past few videos, but I forgot to mention it. Thank you guys so much for 200 subscribers. You guys are awesome. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to 500. I don't know how long, but we'll get there. But this video alone, I feel like is going to be amazing. Man, I am so pumped for what's in store for you guys for the rest of 2017. And I'm finally glad that this is out. But thank you guys once again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.